Hi, welcome to Uber Micro Repairs. On the Healing Bench today we have something just a little bit different. What I want to do on this video is actually show you guys what it takes to buy and sell off eBay. And it's a very treacherous game, but it can also be very rewarding. So what I've done, I've bought something off eBay. We will take a look at it in just a sec. We will look at the auction listing. We'll then go through repairing it, and if we can actually repair it, we'll see how much profit we made and whether it was actually worth it to begin with. Here it is. This is what I bought. SteelSeries headset, and the box looks okay structurally. A bit messed up with stickers and tape and whatnot, but that should come off nice and easy. But the corners are all good. There's no real rips or tears in the box, so that's good. I will just bring up the auction listing. So ended on the 7th of June. I paid £20 for it. I was the only bidder, or sucker, depends. Postage was £2.75, so £22.75 all in, and this landed. Here is the description. Very minimalistic. Quite clearly that the auction seller is trying to cover their back there, that they have no idea on what's wrong with these, so fair play. Let's have a look at the photos. And overall they look fairly clean, especially for headphones. Doesn't look too bad. So we've got a USB receiver there, I think. We've got the USB cable. A bit of gunk around the buttons there. Whoops, come on eBay, there we go. Microphone. All the foam and the soft parts of it look good. Doesn't look too bad at all. Let's crack this open and see what we actually received. There's never any tenors or fivers in there. All the inner packing looks to be in decent shape. There's no rips, tears, breaks or scuffs really. There is the dongle. And that looks like to be the hardwired audio cable. Looks in good condition. And we have the micro USB, assumed for charging. Headset itself. Does look nice and clean. There's a bit of weight to these. Not used these before. Foam padding feels good. It looks like you can adjust the strap with that. Yeah, you can. Microphone works. Okay, let's see if there's any power in it. And there isn't. Everything feels as it should. Okay, so let's plug him in. Ooh, that doesn't look good. Just looking at that connector. Let's get that under the microscope and have a quick look. Ooh, can you see that? That doesn't look good. That looks like a load of corrosion in there. Can we get a super zoom on the go? There we go, that doesn't look good, does it? That pin on the far right is definitely badly corroded. And the next one in on the left, that's corroded. And then we've got the last three, which just look dirty. None of it looks good. Let's have a look at the port on the headset itself. Ooh, that does not look good either. So yeah, that port does not look good at all. Now I don't want to plug that in that sort of state, because that could cause more damage if that already hasn't happened during testing before it got to me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean up that port, clean up the end of that cable, and then we'll try it from there. Okay, so I've got a nice stiff tipped brush, and we'll just get that soaked in IPA. We'll grab the cable here. I'm not too fussed about this cable because I can always get another one, and it's a standard micro USB, so I can use the one that I've got here on my bench, but it'd be worth just checking what the state of this cable is like, because if we can save it, I will. Okay, so yeah, that cable's gone. We actually have a pin that's been eaten away by the corrosion. Okay, so we've got a load of corrosion there. All that green stuff, see all of that coming off on the tip there. And then this pin is right back. It should look like these three, but yeah, it's up there and it's broken, completely broken. Okay, so unfortunately, that's the end of this lead. That's a sealed unit. We can't do anything with it, so that is gone. Okay, let's throw that to one side. Let's have a look at the port itself. Just give that a really vigorous clean. Try and get those bristles right down to the very end. And apologies if the light isn't great. There we go. Okay, all them silver flecks are from the brush. Looks like I cleaned some thermal compound with that. Didn't clean it properly afterwards, but that's okay. So we'll just scrape the tops of these connections, just gently. And does the port look loose? Yeah, the port is a little bit loose. Yeah, look at that. Mind you, the PCB is moving with it just here. But yeah, there is a bit of movement there. Shouldn't worry too much, I don't think. Okay, so that looks a lot better. Unfortunately, we can't do anything with this cable, so that's gone. But that port looks pretty good now, so let's plug him in. Here's my Elite One cable, and that is actually plugged into a USB amp meter. So let's plug him in. And we get nothing. Absolutely nothing at all. Oh, hello. No, it says setting up. Windows has just come up saying setting up SteelSeries. Oh, we've got a light. Didn't notice that. And we're not getting much amp draw on the amp meter. Okay, device is ready. It's set up and ready to go. Cool. Here is the amp meter, and we're getting 0.6 of an amp, which is literally nothing at all. So I'm wondering, jumped up, voltage has gone down a little bit. Okay, so Windows is doing something here. Seems to be being detected and then falling off, but the amp draw has come right up to where I'd expect. There we go, 0.43 amps. Okay, so this is now charging that battery. Cool. Now this has actually taken a little bit of charge. We'll just see if it wakes up. So unplug it. Nope, still nothing. Okay, we will plug him in. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to stop the video here and I'm going to leave this charging for about an hour. What we've got here on the amp meter, we've got the volts. So that's roughly 5 volts, but because it's taking a charge, the voltage dips a little bit. And we can see it's taking about half an amp, so 0.44 amps. Here is the MAH, milliamps per hour. Now this will tell us how much the battery inside here is actually taking. I'm going to give this an hour to charge and we should see a good amount of charge being put into this battery. So I will come back shortly. Okay, so this has been about 15 minutes or so. 190 mAh has been put into the battery there. However, I have found a small problem. So this cable here is my main test cable for all of my control. Did you hear the beep then from Windows? This cable is a good cable. I trust this 110% because it's what I test all controllers with, so I know it's good. As you just heard, we heard the Windows USB noise. Hear that? Just moving it slightly is making it drop out, and as you can see there, we don't have any light and the amps have dropped down and the voltage has gone straight up to 5 volts again. So if I move this slightly, there we go, and we've got a light. And if you look over at the amp meter, give it a sec, and that should go up to half an amp charging, give or take. There we go, 0.26, 0.27, 3, 0.4. Okay, so there we go. And if I let go of it, okay, it's okay. If I move it, there we go, it's gone off. So we do actually have a problem with the USB port on this. So let's get it apart and see if we can replace it. And we've liberated the PCB out of the shell. Just got to be careful of this wire right here. But let's have a look at this USB port under the scope. Here is the USB port. We'll just check these pins, see if any of them move. No, they don't. None of them seem to move at all. So there has to be a problem maybe underneath this plastic comb, or the pins are just really that badly corroded inside there. So either way, this port needs to be removed. Okay, so first things first, I need to get this PCB free from all the wires there. So I'm just going to take a couple of screenshots showing where those wires go, so this board can be completely taken out and I can work on it properly under the microscope and get that port changed correctly. So just do that and we'll get on with it. There we go, we have our screenshots. let's get rid of these wires. There's that one. There we have it. We have the PCB completely free of the main headset. And just to show you, I've got this properly clamped up. We cannot move it anywhere. It's rock solid. We can work on that reliably now. Because we have the plastic jack here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to heat it up gently from underneath, and that will mean that no plastic will get melted or deformed during this repair. Port cleanly extracted, so we're good to go there. Clean up the area, get those holes cleared, and then see if we can find a port that will fit. Now that we've got the site all clean and ready to go, we can put some fresh solder on there, and then that'll be ready then to accept a brand new port. In order to get that off, as you saw, I mounted it up. I use a ST862D at an hot air station. I had that at about 360 degrees. Then I used the soldering iron to mop up the solder with some Goot Wick at about 340 degrees, and then some IPA and cotton bud just to clean up the site. As you just saw, I've put some fresh flux on there, and what we're going to do now is just tin up the site. And there we have it. Again, cleaned up all the old flux because you don't want to be working through that. There we go, nice and dry, non-sticky, all good. I think I found a workable replacement. It's not perfect by any means, but we can modify it to work. Here is the original, and we've got some through hole legs here and here, and then we've got some surface mount ones here, and then we have this part here which actually goes across here. So there's the through hole and there's the surface mount. What I found is this one. So we've got through hole points here and here. We've also got two at the back, as you can see, but we're not worried about them. But unfortunately, the through hole legs are too wide for those holes. Again, not too bothered. What we can do is clip them off, and there is still more than enough anchor point here for this to work. So essentially we'll be converting the USB from a part surface mount and anchor point to just a full-on surface mount. So let's get on with that. Should work. So let's just carefully clip those guys off, make sure they're flush. Sorry if I was out of shot there for a bit, but sort of concentrate. So it's all flat, and if we bring this in, we can see that everything lines up as it should, and these rear anchor points here will actually solder to these points here. What I might do is just cut that one just a little bit more because it's sticking up a bit proud. Like so. Okay, I think we're good to go there. So again, more flux. Put the port on. Get it in the rough location. And with our hot air, let's heat it up. That's got the port in the general location that we need it to be. See there, it's already solidly on there really well, so that's good. So let's go in with some more flux, go in with the knife blade. Just heat up those joints. Could add a bit of extra solder to these corner points here, just to be sure, like so, and then we'll just touch up each of these pins, make sure they're properly soldered down. Okay, we're good. Let's give that a good clean up. Let's get in there with some ESD safe blue paper towel. And let's inspect the work. There we go, we've got all those pins nicely soldered down. They look good. Get a bit more of a zoom on the go there. There we go, they're happy. And the corners. That corner is taken quite well, but not this corner. But the front, yep, that's taken. So is that. I think we just need to give this a bit more of a flow. Going from this angle, I think. Again, as always, more flux. go, saw that flow onto the pad, that's good. This bit here might be floating a little bit, but we should be able to grab it. Yeah, I think we got it there. Yeah, definitely think we've got it now. We're good. There we go. We look pretty good now. That's nice and strong. Got that flowing. Got that one flown. And underneath. Yeah, looks pretty good. Just needs a bit of clean. Okay, we're happy. Let's just check inside the port, make sure we haven't melted it. Nope. He looks nice. Perfect. Brilliant. And as you can see there, we haven't done anything to the audio socket, so that's all good. Components underneath all look good. Everything looks good underneath. Cool. Now we've got the USB port all done, get on to reassembly. And there's our picture to show us where all those connections go. What I want to do is actually clean up the solder on these points here. Here we go. So let's get this in the correct orientation. So we've got the wires coming from the back. So get this board where we can actually see it and use it. Let's just add some flux. Give that flow, get rid of that junk, because that stuff smells really bad. Let's get rid of that. Clean up the area. And let's come in with the wires. Add a bit more flux, of course. So we start off with the green one. Yeah, that's definitely green. And then we've got blue. Orange. And finally red. Okay, they look happy. We've got these ones on the back. Flip the board over, and yeah, let's clean all that junk off. Let's bring in the wires. Let's get this in the correct orientation, same as the picture, like so. There we go. And the wires come in from the bottom. There we go, and blue one. Try and keep everything in shot for you. There we go, all nice. Okay, at this point, I think it's a good time to test. Hopefully this only goes in one way, otherwise it'll release the magic smoke. Okay, he's in. Let's give it a test. Hopefully you guys can see that. So look at the green one. Top one in yellow is the volts. Volts will drop when it's charging, and we'll see some amps happen on the green. So let's plug him in. Okay, we get the Windows noises, which is good. Oh, yeah, we're going. We've got a red light. Okay, we're good. 0.38, and it'll just slowly rise up to about half an amp. Okay, cool. We are now charging. And let's be mean to it. Not being kind to that at all, and not dropping out one single bit. I mean, really nasty. Really bend that round. Really bend it round that way. Still going. So that is fixed. Again, we'll give it a twist and show you how much force I'm actually putting on it by holding the PCB. Yeah. Don't feel nice doing that, but yeah, that's good to go. Cool. On to reassembly. Okay, I've just noticed something that's really annoying me. Yeah, so it looks like this wire needs to go through that cutout and come out from underneath. I don't think it'll harm too much, but we do have a screw hole right here and we could end up pinching that wire. We don't want that to happen, so fortunately, let's just take this board out again. Oops. Okay, so I'm just going to put that round into there like that. Okay, definitely goes that way. Definitely goes that way. And just get this snapped back in. Okay, good. Cool. And as you can see now, the wire doesn't go anywhere near that screw hole. So let's get this the correct way around, which is there. There we go, fits perfect. There we go, you'd never know that we'd been in them. Cool. And there's our brand spanking new USB connector. Let's get some focus on that. That sits perfectly in the hole there, like it was made for it. Cool. I'll just give it another quick test. Got light. And amps are coming up. Yeah, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4. Yeah, we're good. Right, let's give these a proper test. Hopefully there's enough charge in them to power up now. So let's unplug that. Let's bring in the wireless receiver, I believe. And we'll just look at that. Yeah, it looks okay. It just needs a bit of a clean, which I will do. Okay, we're setting up the device now. We have a light, cool. Okay, we've got a bleep out of it, and yep, we've got a flashing light, cool, and got a light on the mic as well as the power. Brilliant. So let's see if we can hear anything. Okay, here is my screen. If I go to the sound settings, we've got the headphones set here. Okay, I'm just pressing that, which I think is the mic mute. Okay, red equals muted. Now that's live, I would have thought. Can we hear anything? Yep, we can hear stuff. Brilliant. Let's bring up some safe music. There we go, with some safe music. There we go. Can you hear that? And the volume works. Both left and right work as well. Excellent. Let's just test the microphone out. So open sound settings, microphone. Oh, there we go. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Excellent. Okay, so that will pretty much conclude this. This was liquid damaged and 2 of the pins inside were completely corroded away, and also there was some corrosion in the port just here, but once that was cleaned out and then I used one of my cables, we found that when the cable was moved slightly it would cut in and out, which is just not acceptable, especially if you're reselling products. They've got to be 100% spot on. This is an original cable. You can see the logo on there. It's quite different to other micro USBs. So what I've done, I have actually purchased a replacement. They have the correct cable right there, which is the same as this. You can definitely tell from that end. As it says there, you have bought this item and that was $4.99. And if I'm reselling this, I want an original cable, and you can get high quality ones, and I've got plenty of them kicking around the house. But in order to keep this completely as original as possible, as you can see, I have rebought a brand new cable, so that one can go in the bin. I'll give these a full charge. I will give them a full test and see how much we get for them. This is what you can expect when buying off eBay. Although these headphones seem like a fantastic price and potential easy fix, we ain't going to make much on this. So we have the headphones for $22.75. We have a USB cable. That is a bit of a 50-50 whether you want to just bundle a micro USB cable that you've got kicking around the house with. That's fine, but me, I like to make sure things are original as possible when selling. Obviously, if that cable was unobtainable, I would just throw in a decent quality micro USB cable. USB port was about 50p, give or take. Labour costs. Now, it all depends. This is a bit subjective. It all depends on how much you value your time. I would probably value my hours worth of time about that much, give or take, based on how complicated that was to take apart. If those headphones were anything like a previous set of headphones that I've done, which are worth a lot more difficult to take apart, and just generally more of a higher risk item, that would be more. And so totaling up all of that, we're in the hole for £58.24. So let's have a look at how much these have sold for that are boxed and in half decent condition. here we are. We've got the Arctis 7 set here in search. We also have within the UK. We also have sold and completed. Let's go from the top to bottom. So we've got a set of white ones here, £41 with £4.20 delivery. So there you go. Not going to go. 45, 41. They're not Nova. 7 Plus. These are not the 7 Pluses. Here we go. That's what I've got. So £59 and 91 pence. And the box doesn't look in the best of shape. So the ones I have, the box is a little bit better. It's got everything with it. Again, original cable. I think that's important. These look a little bit more used maybe, but still in very, very good condition, to tell you the truth. Okay, let's move on to the next. Those are 7 Pluses. Here we go. 40 quid. £37 unboxed. And we've got a box set here that are set as brand new. Brand new, 100. Okay. 7 Pluses, nope. Okay, that would probably be a good deal to have bought. Parts only, $14.99. Okay, so as you can see there, we ain't going to make a lot on these at all. So doing this as a business isn't going to net you any profit whatsoever. You're basically doing it for free. If you're doing this as a hobby, and you can put your labour costs down to basically zero, so you come home from the office, you get the kids to bed, and then you work on a set of these and get them repaired, refurbish them, get them up for sale. You know, if you enjoy doing this and it's not a business, then this could work out quite well. You could potentially make up to 30 quid profit on these. These sell for about 55 to 60 pounds. You can make a decent bit of profit and then move on to the next item. So let me know how you enjoyed this episode, whether I should continue doing this. I will be doing this as realistic as possible, because I will be doing it from my perspective, putting labour costs into it. I will not be putting this as my own time as free. It will be chargeable, and we can see how much you could get at the end of each repair, and the results might surprise you. So as always, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments down below. As always, take care.